loves, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So for those of you that watched my what I got for Christmas video, you know that I got this palette from my dad, and this is the Primark Mary Poppins Practically Perfect in Every Way Eye and Face palette. Once I saw that Primark released a makeup collection that was like Mary Poppins inspired, I knew I had to get it, so I asked my dad if he wanted to pick this palette up for me, and he did. The collection also comes with a few lipsticks, but I was mainly interested in the palette. So since this is a really fun and also really affordable palette, I thought I would test it out in a video so that way we can discover the palette together and find out if it is any good or not, or if it's just like really gimmicky. So yeah, let's just jump right into the video. So this is what the packaging looks like. As you can see, it says Practically Perfect in Every Way right here. It has Mary Poppins, and this is an eye and face palette. I looked on the website and it retails for £10, so I'm guessing in Europe it retails for €10, but I am not sure. And so the palette opens up magnetically. You get a mirror right here, which is decently sized, and then the powders are also protected with this little like extra insert that has her umbrella on it. And then once you open that up, this is what you get on the inside. So as the name of the palette suggests, this is a face and eyeshadow palette. So you get a few blush shades in here. You also have a highlighting shade. This could be a bronzer, but not for my skin tone. And then right at the sides you have the actual eyeshadows. So yeah, I thought I would try out these products on camera. So what I'm going to do for blush is actually mix this one and this one together and see what that looks like on the cheeks. And to apply that, I'm using the It Cosmetics blush brush, which I hauled in my US beauty haul. So I'm just going to take a mixture of both of these, tap off the excess, and then apply it on my cheeks. That gives a really pretty peachy flush to the cheeks. And this brush also packs on the color really sheerly, so I do have to build it up a little bit, but that is normal with this brush, and I also prefer that because yeah, I hate looking like a clown. But that blush is applying super easily, and the combo of those two is so pretty. This one is a matte, and then this one gives it a little bit more of a sheen to it. I'm going to apply it on this side as well. And again, building it up a little bit. Blush always tends to skip right here. I don't know why. And it's doing it again now. And then if you're just like me and you over applied the blush, just take the brush that you used to apply your powder with and go over the blush to diffuse it out a little bit. Okay, so far that blush looks really pretty, and now what I want to do is actually try out the highlight, which is this shade right here. I am not sure if this highlight will look good because when I swatch it, it just has like a bunch of glittery particles in it, but it doesn't really look like it has a beautiful sheen to it. So I don't know what it will look like on the cheeks, but let's go ahead and give it a try. Ugh, no. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that's like a blush. No. Yeah, no. It looks like I just applied a blush on my cheeks. I'm going to balance it out right here, but no. I don't know if you guys can see on camera, but that is just a blush. That's not a highlight. So right off the bat, I can tell that it's not really like an entire face palette because it doesn't have a bronzer and it also doesn't have a highlight. It just has a bunch of blushes basically. So what I'm going to do is add my Essence Glow to Go highlighter because I can't live without a highlight on my face. I really cannot. So I'm going to apply a little bit of this on top so that we have a beautiful radiant complexion. That is already looking a lot better. Alright, so now that we have that out of the way, I'm going to move on to my eyes. Let's see what we have. Alright, so to set my eyeshadow primer in place, I'm going to pick up this shade right here. These shades don't really have like any names, so I'm just going to have to show you guys. By the way, the eyeshadow primer I used is the Urban Decay Primer Potion in Eden. And then I'm going to use this shade to set that and make sure that it doesn't like crease or anything, which it already did a little bit. And I'm also going to apply that up until my brow bone because it does have a beautiful sheen to it, and that way my brow bone is already a little bit highlighted. Alright, so then as a transition shade, I'm going to pick up this one right here. I really have no idea what look I want to go for with this palette. So I'm really just winging this look. But that is a beautiful transition shade that has a lot of pigment to it. Oh, also, did any one of you see the new Mary Poppins movie? I went about 2 days ago and I freaking loved it. Like, I was a little bit afraid to go and watch it because like the original is like such a classic, but the sequel that they did is freaking awesome. Like, they did such a nice job. They didn't like ruin it, if that makes any sense. And Emily Blunt is such a good Mary Poppins. Like, she was born to play that role. So yeah, I was really impressed with the new movie. The songs were amazing, like everything was just on point. I do feel like the transition shade skipped a little bit on some areas, like right here. So I'm trying my best to blend it out. But yeah, that is definitely something I noticed. Also, the reason why I apply my transition shade pretty high up is because I have very hooded eyelids, as you can see when I look straight forward. So if I like open my eyes and I apply my transition shade actually in my crease, which is like right here, then once I open my eyes it won't be noticeable, which is why I blended up so high, in case you were wondering. Alright, so then to darken that up, I'm going to pick up, which shade was it? This one right here, and apply that in my outer corners. And then also blend it in my crease just a little bit. And for that I'm going to take this Primark 220 brush, which is such a good brush considering how affordable it is. So I'm just starting by applying this in my outer V and then blending it into my crease. Also, so far I don't have any fallout on my face, which is absolutely crazy. So that is definitely a good thing. This shade is a little bit less pigmented than the previous one, so I do have to build it up a little bit more. Oh, just when I said that I didn't have any fallout, I do. Great. So this shade definitely has some fallout, so keep that in mind. Then I'm also taking some of the previous like shade that we applied and using that to blend out any harsh lines or like edges between the two shades, like so. And then repeating the steps until my outer V looks as intense as I want it to look. Alright, so then to darken up my outer corners even more, I'm going to pick up this shade. And to apply that, I'm going to use a more precise blending brush and really focus it on my outer V area. So starting from the lash line and then going up just a little bit. And I'm also making sure to tap off my brush, that way we don't have too much fallout on the skin. Also, if you want to add like a more pop of color, you could always use one of these blushes as like an eyeshadow. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's just the exact same thing, so yeah. And then I'm taking my previous brushes and I'm going to start and blend that just a little bit so that it doesn't look too harsh. Alright, so then for my lid shade, I think I want to use this one right here, which is more of like a silvery tone shade. And I'm first going to try and apply that dry and see if it needs a little bit of help from a setting spray. So I'm just cleaning off my brush because I really need to clean my brushes. So I'm going to pick that up on my Zoeva 234 Luxe Smoky shader, and let's see what it does dry. That's beautiful. So I'm first going to pack it on dry, and then if necessary I might add some setting spray. I do have a lot of fallout with this shade, so I hope I will be able to swipe it away. And I am just cutting the crease a little bit, but not precise whatsoever, because that's not really the look we're going for. And then blending the two shades together again. Luckily the fallout does away pretty quickly. So now I'm going to do the other eye as well, and then also use it wet on top of it to see if that makes a difference. Also, the fallout in the palette is really minimum, like there's not a lot of fallout, like nothing crazy, so that is good as well. But at the same time, the shades are pigmented, but they are not like out of this world pigmented, if that makes any sense. Like, if I can be completely honest, I have tried better eyeshadows from Primark, but now I'm going to wet my brush and pick up that same shade and see what that looks like. Ooh, that already looks a lot better. A lot more intense and a lot more metallic. And then just where the two shades meet, I am going to pack it on using my finger to try and blend them together so that there are no like harsh transitions between the outer V and the lid shade. So now I'm going to intensify the outer V a little bit Taking the lid shade again. Alright, and then what I'm going to do is pick up my transition shade again to add that pinkiness into the crease because we lost a little bit of that. Then to highlight my brow bone, I'm going to pick up this shade that we used to set our eyeshadow primer in place, like so. To highlight my inner corners, I'm going to pick up this like pinky shade right here and see what that looks like on the inner corners. This might look really terrible, we will see. Yeah, that looks really fun. I like rarely do pink in my inner corners, but I think that looks really fun. And then for my lower lash line, what I'm going to do for my lower lash line is grab this purple right here and smoke it out on my lower lash line. And also I might add a little bit of that darker outer V shade that we applied. So I'm going to apply the darker shade first. Alright, like so, and then blend that out using the purple. And I'm also going to take a little bit of the transition shade because the purple is pretty dark, and use that to really smoke it out. Alright, so the eyes and the face are all done. All that's left to do is add some mascara and lips. So I'm going to add my mascara off camera and then we will do the lips together. Alright, so I am back. Eyes are all done. For mascara, I used the, the Pupa Vamp Extreme Mascara, which is one of my favorites. And then it's time to finish off the lips. Unfortunately, I don't have anything from the collection, which really sucks. If I had a Primark near me, I would have definitely picked them up, but I don't. So I thought this lipstick would be perfect with these eyes, and this is the Kat Von D Julia liquid lipstick. So this is a beautiful like peachy pink toned liquid lipstick, and I thought it would look really pretty with these like pinky mauve toned eyes, so I'm going to use this one today. Alright, so this is what the lips look like with the eyes. I really love the way this combo looks together. Alright, so this is the finished look. Now let's go ahead and move on to my final review and thoughts on this palette. So is it a good palette? Yes, the quality was okay. Everything blended out perfectly fine, except for in the beginning I had a little bit of trouble with the transition shade, and I also had a little bit of fallout. But aside from that, I really loved the shades. I just wish that they would have added like everything you need for your face. So like a bronzer and a highlighter instead of just 6 blushes. Like these blushes right here aren't really shades that I would use myself. So am I going to use this palette a lot after this video? Probably not. I would reach for other palettes over this one. But if you are a beginner in makeup, this is a really good palette. They're easy to work with and the shades are also really easy to combine. So yeah, if you're a beginner, you might actually really like this palette. But if you are more advanced in makeup, then this probably isn't a palette for you, if I can be completely honest. So if you're buying this palette for the quality of the makeup, skip on it. If you're buying this palette because you're a Disney lover, you're a makeup collector, you love Mary Poppins, then get it. It is a really fun palette, and if you don't have a lot of palettes already like I do, then maybe you would get a lot of use out of this. It's just that I have so many palettes already, and if I would grab a palette, I don't think this is one I would grab very easily, if that makes any sense. So don't just buy it for the makeup. Buy it because you love makeup, and you love Mary Poppins, you love Disney, and you love collecting makeup or collecting Disney things. Then I think this is a great palette. The quality is not bad whatsoever, but it is not the best palette that is available at Primark. Like these blushes right here, when I swatch them, like this one is so pigmented. That is just way too pigmented for a blush for me. So if I would use this shade, I would definitely use it more on my eyes. So I don't think they did a great job on like the color selection of the blushes, but I do really enjoy the colors they went for the eyeshadows, and these two blushes right here are also really pretty. This highlighting shade sucks. So yeah, those are pretty much my thoughts on the palette, and also I think they did a great job with the packaging. I think this looks really cute. It's not too bulky, and it also feels really sturdy. So the packaging definitely gets an A+ from me. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the palette. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of the palette. Do you have it? Are you going to skip on it? Let me know in the comments down below. Also, if there's anything you want me to film or you have any requests, then definitely leave it down below in the comments. And that is it from me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I love you, and I will see you all in my next video. Mwah. Bye guys.
Say that it feels right.